Welcome, everyone. Today, we are going to explore the exciting world of healthcare with AI in a way that is approachable and practical for all of us, regardless of our technical background. You could be a physician, you could be the CEO, you could be a physician assistant, a pharmacist. So, I'm Dr. Umer Khan. I have been in health tech for over a decade now, and now AI is my passion. And I want to share this passion with you so that we can be what I call be the human in the loop. This is the aim of this program that I am starting, and we will have numerous videos, lectures, um, collaborations, and we will together understand what it means to be the human in the loop, and we will learn all the technical details. I know that the terms like artificial intelligence and machine learning can sound intimidating, but by the end of this presentation, this initial presentation, you will have a solid understanding of what AI is, how it is being used in healthcare, and most importantly, how you, as future leaders, can evaluate and implement these technologies. Now, I'm not going to promise that I'm going to turn everyone into AI engineers. It's about giving you the knowledge you need to make informed decisions and lead teams in this rapidly evolving landscape. So let's dive in. Now, this series of lectures is going to be all about how you can be the human in the loop and how you can be a future leader in this world of AI. Now, we're going to go over the basics, the evaluation, the implementation of AI systems in healthcare, and you will learn what is AI, how is it used in healthcare, and under what situations and circumstances AI is not useful, and what are the limitations. People think that AI is everything. However, it is not. I'm going to talk about this. So stick around, stay connected, and let me know what you think. I'm going to talk about the key applications, how to evaluate and test AI systems, just a beginner lessons on this topic. And I'm going to have detailed series of lectures on this and leadership strategies for AI implementation. Now, let's start with the basics. What exactly is AI, especially in healthcare? So, simply put it is using computer algorithms and software to analyze complex data. And in our case, of course, this is healthcare data, and help healthcare providers, administrators make better decisions, improve efficiencies, automate repetitive tasks, and make running the business of healthcare more efficient. Think of AI as a really smart assistant that can process enormous amounts of information much faster than humans. Now, there are a few common types of AI in healthcare, and I'm going to go much more deeper in the coming videos, of course. First, we have machine learning. And machine learning is like teaching a computer to learn from experience. For example, if you show a machine learning system thousands of chest x rays labeled as either normal or pneumonia, it will eventually learn to identify patterns and detect pneumonia in new x rays that it has never seen before. Then we have natural language processing. Now, this helps computers understand human language. So, imagine a system that can listen to a doctor patient conversation, automatically document the important clinical details, and update the patient's electronic health record. Now, that is natural language processing, or NLP, in action. Now, next, we have something called computer vision. Now, computer vision is about helping computers see and interpret images. Now, this is particularly valuable in radiology. So, AI can help spot tiny abnormalities in scans that might be missed by the human eye. Now, these benefits are significant. Improved accuracy in diagnosis, like catching cancers earlier, reduced costs by automating routine tasks, and better patient experiences and more efficient administrative processes because of less paperwork that all of these utilities, all of these tools can allow us. Now, let's look at a few applications of AI in healthcare. Now, let's look at a few real world applications of AI in healthcare. And these examples show how AI is already making a difference today. In medical imaging and diagnostics, AI is helping radiologists identify abnormalities in x rays, MRIs, and CAT scans. For instance, a company called iDoc has developed AI that can flag critical findings in CAT scans like brain hemorrhages within seconds, potentially saving lives when every minute counts. Then, in drug discovery and development, AI is dramatically speeding up a process that traditionally took years and billions of dollars. For example, in 2020, a company called In Silico Medicine used AI to identify a potential drug candidate for fibrosis in just 46 days, compared to years which would it usually take. So everything is being sped up. I'm going to talk about this in the program, how exactly they are discovering new drugs quickly. So stay tuned. Then for hospital management, AI is optimizing everything from staffing, scheduling, to bed management. Imagine a system that can predict which emergency department are likely to be admitted hours before the ER doctor makes their decision, allowing hospitals to prepare beds in advance and reduce wait times and improve patient satisfaction. And nobody wants to be lying in that emergency department stretcher for more than 30 minutes. They are horrible everywhere in the US and around the world. Stretchers are horrible to be laying on, and let's not do that to our patients. And then in patient care and monitoring, AI powered systems are continuously tracking patient vital signs to predict deterioration before it actually becomes critical. One example is the Rothman Index, which uses AI to analyze electronic health record data, and it alerts physicians, clinicians to patients at risk of a rapid decline or decompensation hours or even days before that event is potentially likely to happen. These aren't futuristic scenarios. They're happening right now in hospitals and healthcare systems around the world. And through this course, through this program, you will be understanding how you could be a part of this present and the future. Now, let's go over a few things that we will be going over in the next couple of weeks and months to come so you understand how AI prediction and analysis actually work and what are the different parameters for AI evaluation. So, as future leaders, one of the most important responsibilities will be evaluating AI systems. But how do you know if an AI solution a vendor is bringing to you is it any good? Here are some key parameters to consider, and of course there are more, and I will be diving deeper into this in the coming weeks and months. First is accuracy and reliability. This is about how well the AI performs its intended task and delivers consistent results. Now, you will also want to look at metrics like sensitivity, which is how well this AI catches true positives, and something also called as specificity, how well it avoids false positives. For example, an AI system for detecting skin cancer is if it misses actual cancers or it frequently flags normal moles as suspicious, it is not going to be very helpful in clinical practice. Then we have safety and risk assessment, and it is crucial in healthcare. Every AI system should undergo rigorous testing to identify potential risks and failure modes. Ask vendors what happens if your system gets an unusual input. What safeguards are there in place? So remember that in healthcare, errors can have serious consequences, my friends. Then ethical considerations like fairness, bias prevention, transparency, and privacy. For instance, if an AI system was trained primarily on data from one demographic group, it might perform poorly on others. This has real implications. Some early AI systems for skin cancer detection performed horribly on darker skinned individuals because they weren't trained on diverse data sets. And what good is paying for an AI if it's not getting you results? And nobody's going to pay for that. Not you, not your patients, and of course, not the insurance company. And finally, cost effectiveness. AI isn't cheap to implement, so you need to analyze the return on investment. Will it save money in the long run? Will it improve outcomes enough to justify the cost? A good example is AI for administrative tasks. If it can reduce documentation time for clinicians by 50%, that's time they can spend with patients. So that would be a value added feature or value added benefit of an AI program. Now, I have this radar chart that shows what an ideal AI system looks like across these different parameters. Um, and your goal should be to get as close to the outer blue line as possible, where you have the accuracy, you have the cost effectiveness, you have the reliability, safety, privacy, transparency, everything that an ideal AI system should be having. Now, let's talk about a few aspects of testing AI. Is it actually working? So, we need to follow a structured process that ensures that systems are safe, effective, and ready for clinical use. It starts with data validation. Make sure that the training and testing data is representative, it is diverse, and it is free from biases. And this is crucial because AI systems learn from the data that they are trained on. If the data is biased or incomplete, the AI will inherit all of these flaws. Next comes performance testing, where we measure metrics like accuracy, precision, and recall across different scenarios. For example, how well does a diagnostic AI perform on easy cases versus challenging cases? Now, does it maintain accuracy across different patient populations? So, all of these things need to be tested and validated before AI is rolled out. Then comes clinical validation, and clinical validation takes testing into real world settings. This means putting the AI in the hands of actual healthcare professionals and seeing how it performs in clinical workflows. Does it integrate smoothly? Do clinicians find it helpful? Does it actually improve outcomes? And finally, let's talk about regulatory review. Now, regulatory review ensures compliance with healthcare regulations, such as from the FDA in the US or CE marking in Europe. And these regulations exist to protect patients and ensure AI systems are safe and effective. Now, this bar chart shows the relative importance of different testing metrics in healthcare AI. Accuracy leads the pack. But as you can see, specificity at the very end here, which is the ability to correctly identify negative cases, meaning ruling out a disease that, okay, this guy does not have cancer or this guy does not have diabetes. This is specificity is, as you can see, is nearly as important to avoid unnecessary treatments. And of course, unnecessary treatments leads to unnecessary costs and unnecessary pain and anxiety. Although this chart is good, it is not 100% accurate for all types of different AI models in healthcare. Now, over the next few weeks and months, we will be talking about implementation challenges that you cannot disregard because otherwise you will fail. And we will talk about how you can mitigate all of these. And these include data privacy concerns. It includes integration with existing systems, and of course, user acceptance. For example, even the best AI system won't help if healthcare professionals don't trust it or find it difficult to use. Now, just as a primer for you, how will we be leading AI implementation? Now, there are a couple of pillars to this for any leader involved in this. Now, successfully implementing AI in healthcare requires strong leadership. And here are going to be some key pillars that we need to focus on. Building the right team means bringing together clinical expertise with the right technical knowledge. You need people who understand healthcare workflows and challenges, as well as those who understand AI capabilities and limitations. For example, a successful AI implementation team might include physicians, nurses, IT specialists, data sciences, and also patient representatives. Then change management. Change. Everybody is scared of change. So change management is about guiding your staff through this transition. People naturally resist change, especially with technology that might seem threatening. So clear communication is essential. Explain why you are implementing AI, how it will help, not replace staff, and provide comprehensive training and support. For instance, when the Mayo Clinic implemented AI for stroke detection, they involved radiologists in the selection process and provided extensive training, resulting in high adoption rates. And that model has been replicated in numerous hospitals around the US. Then you have to measure success, and that requires defining clear key performance indicators or KPIs. And these might include clinical outcomes like reduced readmission rates or operational metrics such as reduced wait times for patient, or financial measures like cost savings. For example, if you implement an AI system for predicting patient decompensation, you might track metrics like code blue events or ICU transfers. And of course, there will be numerous aspects involved in any of these systems or decision support instruments with AI. Then, an important pillar is, of course, staying informed about future trends. And this, of course, helps you anticipate changes and adapt your strategy. And the AI landscape is evolving rapidly. And with new technologies emerging and regulations are changing. So, joining healthcare IT organizations and attending conferences can help you stay current. And of course, in this program, we will look to keep things together for you as well. Now, what I have this here for you is an implementation roadmap, and it shows a typical timeline for AI projects. Notice that planning and evaluation take significant time, and rushing these phases often leads to problems later. So, most successful AI implementations start with a small pilot project before scaling up, before vast and extended training, deployment, and evaluation. Of course, those are going to be important steps in themselves. Now, let's wrap up with key takeaways from today's presentation. And hopefully, this has been a bit insightful and make you looking forward to what is coming in the future. Now, AI is transforming healthcare across multiple domains, from diagnostics to administration. It's not a future possibility, it is actually happening now. And the pace of change is accelerating, and we all have to be on board and we have to be part of it. Otherwise, you know what happens, people do get left behind, and I don't want any of the people who I have connected with online or elsewhere. And I want you to educate yourself, educate your families, and let's all grow together. Then another key aspect was that evaluation is critical. Focus on accuracy, safety, ethics, and cost effectiveness when assessing AI solutions. Don't be dazzled by flashy technology. Ask the tough questions about performance and implementation. Now, testing must be rigorous and include validation data, performance testing, clinical validation, and regulatory review. In healthcare, the stakes are too high for shortcuts, and future implementation requires strong leadership, multidisciplinary teams, and a patient centered approach. Remember that AI is a tool to augment human capabilities and not to replace that. And as future leaders, your next steps should include developing basic AI literacy, which we will impart beyond the basics, of course. Understand the key concepts and terminologies. Build a network of both clinical and technical experts who can advise you. Start small with pilot projects to gain experience and demonstrate value, and stay informed about regulations and ethical guidelines in this rapidly evolving field. And you can have a look here for future learning. I've included some valuable resources. Tom Davenport's book, AI in Healthcare. It is excellent for non-technical leaders. And Stanford and MIT offer online courses, especially on AI in healthcare, that don't require programming knowledge. And organizations such as HIMSS provide ongoing education and networking opportunities. And of course, journals such as Digital Medicine publish accessible research on AI in healthcare. Anyways, let me know what you think, and I will have a whole series of lectures on this topic so we can all learn and grow together and become that human in the loop so we can be part of this AI world. Thank you so much.